All right, everybody, welcome to the Backseat Huddle podcast, episode 81. Today, I am talking about the San Francisco 49ers and Brock Purdy. And I'm going to start this show off by apologizing that my hands are so red. It was a Halloween costume last night. It's supposed to be blood. So please forgive me for the goofy looking hands. I'm going to start this show off with a question because I have a question for you, the viewer. What side of the Brock Purdy debate are you on? He's either a fraud that was just a 17-game flash in the pan, or he's a young quarterback struggling for the first time in his career. Quarterbacks are either tractors or trailers, and Brock Purdy is being revealed as a trailer, not a tractor. We're starting to see why he got drafted late. He does a lot of things well. He throws with excellent anticipation, has excellent feel for the position, has excellent pocket movement, and can feel the pressure really well, and is a surgeon in the short to intermediate area of the field. None of that's changed. And all of those things can be true. And he can also be not quite good enough to win football games for you on his own. But there are very few quarterbacks that are. You can count them on one hand. I don't see Brock Purdy as a fraud because I think that word's kind of harsh. But I do think for the first time in his professional career, we're starting to see what his limitations are and get an actual grasp on what his ceiling is. That feels like the more reasonable, less hot-taking knee-jerk reaction to it. For the first time in Brock Purdy's career, he's starting to look like what he is, a young quarterback. Things aren't perfect for him. The situation isn't perfect anymore, and we're starting to see him struggle to carry that extra load. We know about the injuries they're dealing with. His running game hasn't been good the past 3 weeks. His defense isn't quite as good as it was last season, and he's not getting to play with a lead. And all of those things that were Brock Purdy's reality in the NFL for his first 15 or so starts are all kind of falling apart all at once. So he's just being thrust a bunch of extra responsibility all at once. It's like getting your driver's license and then 4 months later being asked to drive a semi. It wasn't just one thing at a time where his running game wasn't going so well, so he had to shoulder some more responsibility. Or he just so happened to have a slew of injuries on the offensive side all at once. Or the defense was getting a little leaky. No, all of that happened all at once. And when that shit happens, you lean on your quarterback. Fair or not, you look to the quarterback to have the answers, and right now, Brock Purdy doesn't have the fucking answers. He's getting loose with the football, throwing uncharacteristic interceptions, making mental mistakes, and falling short at the end of 2 straight games. And it's unfortunate because I think that over the past 5 years, we've all thought that the 49ers were a quarterback away from just being disgustingly unbeatable good, and they still are, at least for now. We're truthfully seeing what Brock Purdy's limitations are, and every quarterback has limitations, but there's always a way to coach and game plan around those limitations, and you can still succeed in spite of being limited to a point. We also have to give Brock Purdy the opportunity to see where he's making mistakes over this 3-game skid and give him an opportunity to correct them, give an opportunity to overcome them, give an opportunity to him to learn from those mistakes and be better. But is he talented enough, good enough, whatever enough to be able to overcome these current issues? Or are we seeing the true ceiling for Brock Purdy? Which leads me full circle. Does that make him a fraud where he's not actually that good? Or is he just going through growing pains? It's totally possible both things are true at the same time. He might not actually be that good. He's still good enough, but we're starting to get a glimpse of how good he actually is or isn't, depending on your view of it. Right now, he is far closer to the Tua, Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins tier than he is the Burrow, Lawrence, Mahomes tier. And I think we all knew that. I think we're now just starting to get actual evidence of it. The question now is, what does that mean for the 49ers? The 49ers aren't real Super Bowl contenders. We're in an era of the NFL where you have to have an elite quarterback to win the Super Bowl. And we now know officially Brock Purdy isn't elite. And unfortunately, you cannot overcome that in today's NFL. You have to have that guy under center, and you have to be able to win multiple ways. And the 49ers can't do that. They aren't capable of winning multiple ways. They have to play with a lead, and they can't rely on their quarterback to win games for them. And that's not sustainable deep in the playoffs. Ask the Cowboys, because right now the 49ers are the absolute best version of the Dallas Cowboys. They're the exact same team. San Francisco is just much more talented. If the 49ers don't take a lead, they don't win the game. We've seen that for 3 straight weeks. Fair or not. And I don't want to admit it because I like Purdy a lot. And I think this team's a fucking blast to watch. And I am rooting for them to prove you don't need an elite quarterback. But unfortunately, at some point, they're going to ask Brock Purdy to win a game for them. And he's not proven he's capable of it. And for that, unfortunately, I have to take the 49ers out of my Super Bowl caliber team list. So that's my episode today. Feel free to let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I got it right, wrong. Feel free to like and subscribe. Take care, everybody.